motorcycle emptiness. Hello and welcome back to Soundbike on Andertons TV.
I can't unhear Andertons TV.
Yeah, I know, that's what I was literally earlier telling, it's just a German version. Anyway, today we are sounding like the amazing Welsh rockers, Manic Street Preachers. Massive fan of theirs, I am. And James Dean Bradfield is like one of the most underrated guitarists / songwriters I know of. I love him. So yes, I'm going to attempt to be James Dean Bradfield, and you are going to be Mr.
Nicky Wire. Attempting to be.
Mr. Flamboyant.
Mr. Flamboyant. Mr. Great Songwriter.
Yeah, ridiculously good songwriter. So, start with guitars today. So, James uses a white Les Paul Custom. He's renowned for the white Les Paul Custom, and there is one in stock. It's expensive, it's £609. It's the Epiphone Alpine White Classic. This one here. But I have to get it. James Dean, if I don't get this, James Dean Bradfield will descend from his Welsh
Highlands.
Yeah, from a Welsh island. And he will come and he will beat me to death. I have seen him with other guitars. I mean, he uses Jazz Masters. I've seen him with Fret King guitars. I've seen him with Telecasters. There's other Les Pauls like Tobacco Bursts. But the White Custom is the Manic's guitar, and that was the one he got. I think the band bought him it on their first tour, and it's the one he's had forever. So I've got to go with this. So this is £609 out of my budget already. So I need to find a distortion pedal, a delay pedal, and an amp for 400 quid. So I'm not scared.
Yeah.
This is going to be a challenge, but I've got to have a white custom. I've got to have a white custom. So
it's the tone colour.
It is. If you don't have a white custom, you'll never sound like James Dean Bradfield. So, and I'm really happy with the fact it doesn't weigh an absolute ton, which is nice. This is actually a really nice weight. So this is the guitar. I've got to now freak myself out over other things. So amp-wise, I'm thinking Catalyst, because the only reason I'm thinking of like the Line 6 Catalyst is because it's cheap, but also the fact is I'm just going to use it for James's kind of broken up clean tone. James is known for using so many different amps. He uses JSM 900s for distortion, but he uses a Vox AC30 and a Fender Twin for his clean, but he's also used Trace Elliott Super Tramps, he's also used Orange amps. If you name it, he's used it. On Mesa Boogie, he used the Mesa Boogie. I've also seen him with Blackstar. So, but I want to go for that kind of classic period of JCM 900, Fender Twin, Vox AC30, Design for Life, Motorcycle Emptiness kind of tone. So I'm terrified.
Good luck.
Good luck, yeah, I'll need it.
At least you have options.
But I'm just going to go see how much the Catalyst is, because this, like I say, this is 609. If I can get the amp, I just need a delay and a distortion. And the delay I could probably get around in the amp, if I can turn it off in time. I think I should be okay with any kind of like high gain distortion. So again, JSM 900, nice. I love it. JSM 900 gets so much flack because it's got a solid state rectifier, but I personally love the JSM 900. I actually prefer them to 800, so you know, sue me. So that's the tone I'm going for, and I need to make the Catalyst sound like a Fender clean thing. Anyway, let's go Catalyst. So the Catalyst is 249.
Yeah. Step out the way.
Quick maths time. Well,
Quick maths.
249. Price check! 859. I can do this. 859. I'm up to 859 with this and the Catalyst. There is the there is a PV. It's the Viper, isn't it? No. Bad words. Don't say them on camera.
You can say whatever bad words you
Oh.
want.
I'm going to go Catalyst. I don't understand that. That is like Greek to me, so that can just.
I can just go on a swearing rampage if you want.
Nashville one. That's not very ladylike, is it?
I know.
I need a distortion pedal and a delay. I just need something martially. I mean, the Golden Plexi would be the thingy, or Black Tea. But I don't think the Black Tea would have enough gain, and that's what terrifies me. I mean, the amp's going to be slightly broken up because it's going to be like a cranked, Fender Twin on about 2 or 3 on the volume, and again AC30. I want the Design for Life clean tone, so that's a Fender Twin and the Vox AC30 running together. The Fender Twin's more prominent in the mix, and then the distortion is JSM 900. There is the Landlord distortion. I've never used it, but it's called Hooch, Bourbon and Scotch.
That is like an 80s like kind of hair metal type
is it?
Distortion.
Oh,
yes, it is like a.
That would work then for like a 900y kind of, because that'll probably do a job. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm gonna go for that. And if that doesn't work, then I'm just gonna cry in a corner. Sorry, I need a delay. I'll probably go for, hang on a minute, so I don't know how much they are yet again.
Price check!
That's 30 quid. So I'm at 888. So what is that? So what is it? Coral MDR, £61. 949. I can do it. I'm in budget, but that's a lot of money, but I'm gonna go for it. Okay, so that's me sorted. So yeah, so Les Paul custom has to be this. This guitar had to be. If literally Manic Street Preachers fans from around the world, including myself, would have lynched me if I don't use a white custom. Whiskey Chaser distortion, Coral MDR for delay, Catalyst for Fender Twin clean-ish. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Don't fail me, Catalyst. Yes, I'm talking to you. What about it? Did you hear that? While you do bass stuff, I'm going to have a word.
Go on then. So, basses. Nicky Wire has used basically every kind
You
of
say
bass.
Nicky?
I did.
I've got the perfect bass for that. It's the Nicky 6.
Oh my god!
Literally, you can't go wrong.
Everyone knows that Nicky Wire was named Nicky Wire after Nicky Six. So, I think most notably he's used a jazz bass. So, although we're not going to find one with 3 pickups, it doesn't particularly matter because Nicky's sound isn't so much about his sound, it's more in the way he plays. He's quite a rhythmic player, but he hasn't got a kind of like specific bass sound. So I don't think not having the 3rd pickup is going to make too much of a difference. So we'll see if we can find an in-budget jazz. Now I can see a Squire, which is 449, but I'm just going to double check what's in the actual bass room.
Hi, welcome
Hi.
to the bass room. What are you buying? Stranger, now that's a weapon.
I think the Squire outside is probably going to do the job, so I'll just go with that one. But I do have to point out, he also used one of these. Now there's no way that's in budget, but just driving home the point that he has used everything. I don't need anything particularly major on the bass amp front. He uses Ampeg SVT Pro 2, and again, because he doesn't really have such a kind of specific tone, I can kind of get away with pretty much anything and just kind of, if it needs more kind of depth and volume, then I'll kick it out with a compressor as a possibility, but I don't even think I'll necessarily need that. So, good shout, I think, is going to be the Fender Rumble 40. The Womble. Fender Womble. Good all-rounder. Hopefully we'll do the Nicky Wire / Nicky 6 sound, because everyone knows that
Nicky 6!
Nicky 6! In that case, I think I'm sorted.
Yeah?
As long as the Fender Rumble, I forget how much they are, but I know it's not.
They're not ridiculous, are they? Do you want me to
No.
look quick?
Ooh, price check.
269.
Yep, there you go then. Sorted.
Rock and roll.
I think that's basically bass rig sorted. I'm just going to go look in the cabinet while Dave spins on his chair. I don't, is that possible?
Yeah. That's how Nicky 6 walks.
Looks painful. Nicky 6!
Nicky 6! Bass compressor. That'll do.
Does Nicky 6 use that?
I think Nicky 6 probably, I think Nicky 6 invented that. Yeah, that'll do. Sorted. Where's he gone?
No, put it back. Put it back, Dave. Put it back.
Do you have everything for Nicky 6?
I do have Nicky 6's sound.
Stop it.
Sorry, I can't help it. Back to
Nicky
the video
7.
room. Upwards.
Oh, you didn't jump.
No, I wasn't ready.
Are you transcending?
I'm
stuff?
transcending
Okay.
Nicky 6 style.
Okay, so we are back now in the video room in our quest to sound like the Welsh rockers, Manic Street Preachers. Massive fan of this band. Been, not everything I do, but I like so many of the songs that are just really cool. I love James Dean Bradfield as well, Mr. White Custom. So I'll tell you what, Queens, tell us your Nicky Wire setup, because you know what? I mean, it's a bit massive. It's too much. Too big.
So again, Nicky Wire, fairly straightforward setup. He doesn't have a particular kind of sound. And every track you listen to, if you listen to the studio versions, they're all kind of slightly different bass sounds. So I've kind of gone for an amalgamation of them and his live sound, which is a bit clankier than what he tends to have in the studio. So I went for the Squire, which is the 40th anniversary edition.
Stunning.
It is. It's beautiful. I really like it. Both pickups on, tone kind of halfway on, halfway off. Very, very nice bass. I really like it. Fender Rumble 40, which was set. Bass is at 12 o'clock, low mids are off, high mids are at 12, and treble is off.
You also had the vintage switch in as well.
Yeah, vintage switch is in. So
in an effort to make it a bit more SVT.
Yes. And then again, playing with a pick, because that's what he mainly does, but he plays with a mix of his fingers occasionally, like in Motorcycle Emptiness. But yeah, it's fairly straightforward, his sound. It's more in the way that he plays. He's quite a rhythmic, bouncy player. There's a lot of kind of like muted notes in it, or a lot of stops. And some of his fills are really unique and interesting as well, like in, what's it called? You Stole Some From My Heart. Yeah. So it's more in the way he plays rather than the sound of how he plays.
Yeah, it's not much of a technician in kind of like what he does, but how he makes the songs bounce and kind of power them along is what he does, isn't it? Yeah, it's really, really cool. I've always liked the bounce of his bass player when it's like ding 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 ding.
Yeah.
It's that kind of like, you know, run around the garden like a loony.
Can we globe rainbow like in Mario when you get power?
And it's wore off because I've slipped on a banana. Okay.
So this bass is 449, and what actually is the Fender Rumble?
$8,000.
$8,000. Yeah, so Fender Rumble 40 is 269, so altogether it comes to £718. So not
rock
bad.
and roll. So my setup for Nicky 6. I mean, James Dean Bradfield.
Nicky 6!
The Andertons lot have been mentioning my name again. I know he speaks like that. Yeah, Nicky 6 from Motley Crue. It's great, this is.
Motley Crue!
It's a great band.
Truck Crew!
I remember the early days. Anyway.
I just love how... I love the umlaut makes the Motley Crue.
Motley Crue, yeah. Motley Crue. Anyway, moving along to my guitar tone to sound like the one and only James Dean Bradfield. So I had to go for a white custom. I was kind of worried that there wouldn't be a custom here. And lucky there is, and here it is. So this is the most expensive item I got. It's like 600 and something odd quid. But it was worth it because, you know, everyone knows that white customs sound different to standards. I think they slightly do in a weird kind of way. They just seem to have a bit more mid-range. I don't know why. But got a white custom, really, really cool. Needs a bit of a setup this one, but it's cool. Catalyst. Which one is this? This is the 60, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, Catalyst 60 from line 6. Basically, this is what's giving me my clean tone. Then I did try the Whiskey Chaser, by Landlord Effects. Nikki Six likes these apparently. But the problem was, it was because my clean tone isn't necessarily, it's got this kind of like bit of breakup, you can kind of hear. It's slightly broken up, it's not 100% clean. The Whiskey Chaser was kind of like just kind of fuzzing out, and it was just really muddy, especially when you kind of got to the F chord. It was really kind of like, woolly and compressed, and it didn't work. So went to the Golden Plexi Mark II, tried and true, does the job. Just amazing. Basically, I've got that set with gain all the way up, tone's about 10 o'clock, volume's just above 9 o'clock. The delay, which I used for the solo, and if you tolerate this, was the Choral MDR by Vailton, and basically it's just a stock delay, it does this. So I had the delays quite high, but when I combine it with the Golden Plexi, it sounded really good for that solo. And I was trying to go for more of a live version of that solo, not the tremolo picked kind of studio version, because you always see James start doing his kind of like twirly thing on stage, so it sounds really cool. And I say the distortion just sounds mega. It's really, really cool with this thing. It's just really powerful, but it's basically just the amp sound with more gain. There's not much difference in tone, it's just umped up. But again, usual problem, James uses up to 6 amps live, maybe. I've seen him on stage with JSM 900, Trace Elliott Supertramp, Fender Twin, Vox AC30, and an orange amp, and a Mesa Boogie. So 6. So these days, I think he's using JCM 900s, Mesa Boogie, and a Black Star, but the Black Star's in and out. I've also seen him with Kempers as well. He's got 2 Kemper cabs.
Oh my god.
So it's kind of crazy, but he runs them all through Marshall 412s and stuff. And the JCM 900 is always hidden behind everything. But
still sounds big though.
it does, it sounds massive. The Catalysts do sound big though, they're really, really cool. But yeah, so all in all, mine came to £963. So this was expensive, but mainly because of the guitar more than anything. Like, I think you could very easily get like a lower priced Les Paul, and it would still do the job. But again, because it's here, why not? It was like when Tool had to do it at Silverburst of some kind. So yeah, so that's it really. Queens, you didn't actually demo your sound, I don't think, straight, did you?
Oh,
so just give us a taste of what your sound is like, just isolated.
I should also mention as well, I didn't end up using the compressor because it just didn't need it. It basically did nothing for this tone, so...
Yeah.
So pick tone and then fingers.
Yeah. Again, it's all the rhythms, isn't it? It's not necessarily tone. It's just there to fatten it out and give it a bit more bounce. Because the drums are very kind of 16th notes in.
Yeah, it's just
Manic.
adding that kind of extra rhythm.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah. So I'm really happy with the sound, especially like clean tone. I feel that one, for that Design for Live sound, I felt like that's really close.
Yeah.
And again, I really love the Golden Plexi on top of that. It worked really nice. Even with the gain flat out, it worked really nicely. It's always nice when you get to play a white custom. And always nice when you get to play with Catalyst and delay, so all's well. So yeah, are you happy, Queens?
I am happy.
Yep.
Are you happy?
Indeedy. Yeah, Nicky Y uses like 2 SVTs, doesn't he, as well? Like,
Yeah, he
together.
does. Yeah.
You know, so, hey.
2 SVT, 2 Pros.
Yeah, crikey. So, anyway, thank you very much indeed for watching this other episode of Sound Like Nicky 6. Nicky 6.
Nicky 6!
Don't forget, if you're subscribed to a channel, you could win a content tour. If you're not subscribed to a channel, you can't. It's as simple as that. So, yeah, and please like and subscribe. Details to all the gear are down there as well. Look in the description box. And yeah, thank you very much indeed for watching. Goodbye now.
Bye.